There you go.
Ready?
Yeah, he's ready. Uh-huh. Good evening. You could take us. It's going to be shown in the evening.
You go ahead.
Oh, good evening. My name is Arthur Chase. I'm a former employee of Bahamas International Trust, which is known as BITCO, and then the name changed to Ansbach Bahamas Limited. I joined the program for the Institute of Bankers, I think almost at the inception of when the program was launched, because originally we were studying the rapid results and there's all correspondence, and you had to pass certain subjects at one time. And when the program came on, Bahamas Institute of Bankers, I joined the program then. The study center was at the C.R. Walker Technical at Fire Trail Road. And from there, the program moved and was intertwined with the College of Bahamas. And so we did subjects that were related to banking through the College of Bahamas. I remember that when I was doing in my final leg of the program, I was seconded to the UK for a year, and I had to do my last two final exams. I think it was economics and one other subject I don't remember, at the Barclays Trust Company, situated at Jackson House just before St. Paul's Cathedral. And so I had one day of exams from 9, I think we went on to 5 o'clock. And the curious thing about it was that usually you were able to take your question papers with you, and so you can have an idea whether or not you want the right track. But they told me I couldn't take my papers because of the time frame, because I could always send the papers to Nassau and prompt someone else to do the exam, because I had a 5-hour head start on everybody. And when I got results, I understood that I was the only person who got the diploma that year in 1997. It helped very much in my progress in ITCO, because I was then transferred out of banking into the trust department. And then we had the independence looming overhead in 1973. And we had so many expats who worked at the company at that time. And so they threw me into the deep end of managing, I think it was 180 trusts and companies combined. And so I had to learn fast. And after I completed the program, I did the part 2 of the London Institute of Bankers program, specifically dealing with the trust aspect of banking. The program was very useful to me in those early days. And then, of course, at one point I was a member of the council, the student council, the council to the board of the institute. And then I became one of the lecturers when the institute was centered in Star Plaza. And I think I'll have to rely on Ms. Bodie and those to confirm that I did a lecture for about 20 to 25 years. I won't tell you what they did with me after that period, but it was one of the things that I enjoyed. And I met so many students who came from different disciplines in the country. Not all of them were bankers. There were people from the insurance company, some I remember from Super Value Food Store, and all over the place. Some people were just interested in trying to get in to the banking aspect, especially trust. And I believe that my service to the Institute was a part of what I should have done as giving back to the community. They paid a small stipend, but it didn't matter. I was just making a contribution. And I worked along with Leona Mitchell, who was really the architect behind the trust program, and it worked very well. And the part of the program that I enjoyed most was that although I had my sections to do, at the end of the study period, we had to do a review of the entire syllabus. And that was where my work came in. They always allotted me that part of the program. And so I crossed with a whole lot of people who were then in the industry. And now, you know, the industry has changed over the years. When we did accounts, we had limited information on clients. We didn't have the KYC, and so they have that now, and a lot of people are perhaps not complying. But I think you need that to ensure that business coming into the country through the banking sector really would be legitimate business. And I don't think, and if you follow the history of the banking in the Bahamas, you'll find that very rarely we had any scams and so on, and because of the due diligence that we had to do. I am asked questions from time to time about the industry, and to tell you the truth, I haven't been keeping abreast, but I always try to understand what is going on. And I guess it is helpful to me too, because my daughter is now working in the industry with accountants as a tax advisor and so on, and she fields questions to me. I have another daughter who's an attorney. When they get stuck on their banking affair, they refer to me, you know, they ask you a question, what do you think about so and so? And that means, this is something I don't know, maybe you can help me. And so the Institute got good recommendations. It was recognized by London, because once you completed the program here, you went to England and did the rest of the program, banking in one specific section, and then you had trust in the other. And I am grateful really for the exposure I have. I didn't change jobs that often, and so I was stable. Coming to the Institute, giving up my time, and I think it's only really a payback because a lot of people gave up time when I was a student. And I remember in particular Howell Jones, who was one of the persons who was pushing and lecturing in the second half of the London Institute of Bankers, along with John Delaney and some of the others. So that's my experience with the Institute, and I hope that the Institute on its 50th year will again be the focus and the engine behind the Financial Institute. They have changed now their name to Bahamas Financial Services. And of course, I'm very proud to be a fellow of the Institute.
Yay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, excellent. Eddie,
Hey.
some of Arthur's